Hello and welcome to Off the Top Rope. This is an Otter Special podcast. This is Dr.Fumes, the host, standing with.
Dan Sensei.
This is going to be episode 7?
Yeah.
8?
No, 7, I believe.
Episode 7, Off the Top Rope. And I know I said that I'm going to change up the format of my podcast, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do Raw and SmackDown today at the same damn time.
Hey.
Alright. Just, I guess the theme for today's episode is going to be this week's episodes continue. They actually had some continuity.
There we go.
Some. I'm not going to give them too much credit. But I don't know. Maybe they're listening. Maybe Vince McMahon was a little sick this week and he had to give someone else the wheels. Because, I was watching it. There were several moments, even in the beginning especially, I was like, wait a minute. Did WWE remember how to actually make good TV?
Hey, man. Maybe they have some fire under their butts because the AEW is coming around the corner.
I can only hope, because they always talk about, if you ever watch WWE's house-made stuff, they're always talking about, Vince McMahon loves competition, WWE loves competition, they thrive off it. That's not true.
They love it so much they buy it.
They love competition so much they get rid of it at the quickest sight.
Hey, man.
He hates competition. He wants to be Monopoly. If he could afford to buy out NJ, PW, or AEW, or Ring of Honor, or any of the other countless smaller promotions, I'm sure he would. But yeah, the beginning of the show, it was pretty good. Did you see Raw? I know you said you were watching a little bit of SmackDown.
I usually keep up with wrestling through social media.
Instagrams?
Yeah, especially now my second shift, I can't watch anything.
Yeah. I honestly, on Monday nights, I'll watch Raw on my phone at work. I gotta watch it. I usually can't watch it until 11 at night because that's when the calls start dying down.
Yeah, I used to.
No pun intended.
Unfortunately for Fumes, I wouldn't know this at first, and I would spoil things for him through social media.
Yeah. He would constantly be sending me stuff while I'm trying to be spoiler free. He's like, "Yo, check it out!" I'm like, oh,
this is great.
I haven't seen it yet. Thanks. But yeah, it started off. It didn't start off exactly the same way as Raw usually starts off. Raw and SmackDown, I should say. It started off with Elias doing his thing in the beginning, his guitar, and before he even got to sing, he took off his robe that he usually wears, and underneath it was a referee tank top, because you gotta export the guns.
Yeah.
Elias is fucking massive guy. I don't know why he's not a bigger threat than he is. He's always getting
shafted.
Yeah, he's always getting
excuse me,
putting someone over instead of getting put over.
Right.
And he did his normal thing, and right when he said it, he says, Baron Corbin asked me to be the special guest referee for his match against Seth Rollins at Stomping Ground. And more or less as soon as he said that, Seth Rollins blindsided with a steel chair and absolutely...
Did he run down the ramp, or he was already there?
It was all pitch black, so you didn't see where he came from.
Gotcha.
So he just snuck up from behind Elias and just hit him with the chair, and then he fell into the ground and hit him with the chair 10 times in a row.
That's what he's been doing, taking people out, right?
This is where it started. He took Elias out, and then he got on the microphone and was like, "No, I'm after all this crap that I've been dealing with Brock Lesnar. I'm done playing games. I'm done with your nonsense, Corbin, more or less. I'm not playing anymore."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, anyone that even considers siding with you, I'm taking him out. That's exactly what he said, more or less. And it was fucking badass. I'm like, yo,
need that fire.
Calm down, WWE. You're making me get excited about your product right now. What are you doing with yourselves? Don't you remember who you are?
Don't tease me, WWE. Don't tease me.
So, even when I wasn't watching wrestling, I still like Seth Rollins. I actually would watch clips from him, and I knew when he got injured, it was a big deal. And he was one of the wrestlers that I was really into WWE when I started watching it again. Seth Rollins is just a good all-around wrestler.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can tell he loves what he does.
Yeah. Even with I won't call them skits, but they're skits more or less. He
Promos.
tries to sell it.
The promos. He does. And it just reminded me of some Attitude Era Stone Cold, just cleaning house. And then it wasn't over yet, because at first when I saw it, I thought it was kind of dumb, but now thinking back, it was pretty funny. What happened next was more or less Seth leaves, and The Miz comes out. His music plays. And Michael Cole says that we're about to have a fatal five-way to see who the number one contender for Samoa Joe's title is. Again, awesome. Usually it's just like, this is going to be your next contender. Or they don't even say who the next contender is because they don't give a shit about
They just put them on the card.
the titles. They're just like, this is your next contender. This is the next. They don't promote it at all. They actually promoted this. Fatal five-way to number one contender for the U.S. title. They're actually making the U.S. title seem like,
Valuable.
a title.
It has some value. That's
They're making it seem like the second oldest title that WWE has. Because it is the second oldest title that WWE has.
It's been through a lot.
After the WWE Championship, which says a lot.
Yeah.
And so The Miz comes out. Elias is still in the ring. He gives him a skull crusher finale. It's fine, his finisher. But then I think after Miz comes out, Cesaro came out. Cesaro comes out, gives Elias a big swing. Does it like 5? He does it like 10 times.
He's just beating up on Elias.
Everyone just coming out one by one for this fatal five-way is just beating up on Elias. Even the good guys. Then Ricochet comes out. And I want to point out that they didn't have that stupid Ricochet noise before his music. They took it out. That bing, 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 bing. They took it out. It just went straight into the music. Yes. I hope that wasn't a mistake. I hope that stays that way.
Are they listening to your podcast? Is that what they're doing?
Maybe he's one of those 26.
Hey, man.
Hey, Vince.
I just waved. You guys couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's okay. Then he gave Elias, I don't know what the name of the move is, but more or less like he jumped up, grabbed Elias's head, and fell on his back and hit Elias's face into his knees. Face crusher?
Yeah.
I guess. Face stabber. I know Chris Jericho's move is called the backstabber, and that's more or less the same thing. So anyways, so he gives him a face stabber. I'm going to call it. Michael Cole just had knees to the face. Bless you. Then I believe Lashley came out and he gave him his spear. By the way, I just want to do a side note. Lashley's spear is my favorite spear from everyone that's ever done it, including Goldberg. He's my second favorite.
I like Edge's.
Edge's is my least favorite.
Yeah. I like the creeping in the back.
I like his setup for it, like the
creeping in the back when you're in the corner and shit. That was fire.
He's just like having a hard on trying to spear you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to spear you. I'm Rated R. Rated R Superstar. Oh man, I miss Edge. I wish he could wrestle still, but
I didn't appreciate him when he was out there.
You didn't appreciate him enough until like, man, he really was.
He was dope.
He really was.
That whole era was dope.
Yeah. The after Attitude Era.
Yeah. That was my favorite era.
The pre-John Cena, post-Attitude Era. I don't know what to call it. Yeah. So, Lashley's spear, he literally looks like he goes through you. Edge's spear, it looks like he gently places you on the ground. Roman Reigns' spear is alright, I guess.
just don't like Roman Reigns.
I like him more and more. Honestly, he's been growing on me. He's not a bad dude. Just I don't know why people don't like him. I really can't figure it out. It's just the way they book him.
It's the character, man.
It's not his. That's not his fault.
That's why I say I don't like Roman Reigns. I don't know his real name.
Jay.
He doesn't. Like I said last time when we were with MJ, he doesn't even fully promote Roman Reigns on his Instagram. It's something, AKA Roman Reigns.
Jay Anway.
He's not even like usually, he put their fucking wrestler name.
Well, maybe it changed what he was going through. Kibo, he did his in-ring promotion like we play our characters in the ring, but in real life my name's Jay and I have real problems. I have cancer, and maybe he changed his profile after that. I don't know, but that was kind of like his thing. Like I'm a real dude, just like everyone in this ring, everyone in the crowd here, and I have real problems.
This sucks, man. Like when your name is attached to Vince, it's hard to believe things sometimes.
Being Vince's boy.
Yeah, it's hard to fucking.
when you go to
Take your
excuse me, these the hiccups are gone.
There we go.
When you go to the shows, the live shows, you still hear, because you can't hear as well on TV, but you still hear tons of people giving Roman Reigns shit.
Yeah,
being Vince's boy and just being a
shit,
shitty wrestler. And he's not a shitty wrestler. Maybe he used to be, but he's definitely a very good wrestler.
Like I said, I think it's just a Vince's boy thing.
It's the limited way WWE lets their wrestlers put their shows on.
The writers.
It's not the writers' fault. The writers, I guarantee you, they come in thinking like, I'm gonna write the best scripts I can for the WWE audience. And then they get there, and then they find out that no, I have to write the best script I can for Vince McMahon. Screw everyone else. Vince McMahon has to like this, or else I'm gonna lose this very lucrative job.
Yeah.
So then they just become.
But they fucking change them like clockwork. Some writers in and out.
The writers just realize, because it's like, if you're a writer, you want to be creative.
Of course.
And you're very stifled in your creativity with Vinnie Mac when he's the driver. But yeah, we're still in the first segment. I gotta go through this fast too. So then finally Braun Strowman comes out and he gives Elias a running power slam, and then the match finally starts, the Fatal 5-Way. Let me tell you, it was kind of brisk. The pace, it was really fast. I thought it was going to be a little more laid out, methodical, and then like a whole bunch of big spots at the end, but it happened really quick, which isn't a bad thing, but the first person to get eliminated was Cesaro. And I like Cesaro.
Cesaro was the one with the white pants?
Cesaro was the tall, skinny, European, bald dude. And he does the big swing.
Yeah.
He used to be with Sheamus in the tag team, but Sheamus is injured right now. So Cesaro probably did one of the coolest things in the match, though. He lifted Braun Strowman up on his back and slammed him down. It was a really cool slam, too. It's actually the first time I've seen someone lift up Braun Strowman. And Cesaro's a tall guy, but he doesn't look like John Cena. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's falling apart. Save the bone. But yeah, he lifted him up. Cesaro's a strong dude, man. He gave Big Show a big swing. That's wild. Yeah. So he gave Big Show a big swing. But yeah. So he was the first one eliminated, though, which was kind of surprising. And then Braun Strowman quickly eliminated both Lashley. And he eliminated Cesaro, and then he eliminated Lashley. And that was really quick. So then it's a fatal 5-way. There's no DQs. So Cesaro and Lashley are both bad guys. They're both heels, so they didn't like that. So they both jumped Strowman and attacked him, and they set up Ricochet to do his finisher on Braun Strowman, which is kind of weird because they were like, yeah. And then not only after he did his finisher on him, he landed right on Braun Strowman too. There was no faking that. Like, it's a good thing Ricochet weighs less than 200 pounds. But after that happened, he went to go for the pin, and Cesaro and Lashley both jumped on top of Ricochet, so Braun Strowman couldn't pop out of the pin, and he got the pin. So it was kind of weird. Ricochet was like, "Thanks, guys, appreciate it," and then they just kind of both like walked off smiling, it was a little weird, but whatever. So then it was just a 1v1 versus Ricochet and The Miz. Ricochet won.
Good.
Ricochet is the new #1 contender for the United States Championship against Samoa Joe. Hopefully they keep this momentum going, because that was all of that whole first segment was dope. I was very surprised. I was very excited for this episode of Raw just by that opening segment. That's what opening segment is supposed to make you do.
They call it promos for a reason.
And then they had a segment. I'm not sure if it was immediately after, but then it was Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch. It started with Becky Lynch in the middle of the ring. So they actually started off with both champs, more or less. Which you wanna do stuff like that with your champions. And they had Becky Lynch more or less say she kind of said more or less the same thing Seth Rollins said, like I'm done with all this game plan, which was kind of weird.
Write the same script for both of them.
Yeah, they're dating, it's fine. They're similar personalities. Right? So they had him do like cut pretty similar promos, and Becky Lynch is like, if I see her, if she gets anywhere within punching distance, I'm gonna light her up.
Word.
It's Lacey Evans.
But Becky Lynch is the toughest dude in the fucking.
He's tougher than most of the dudes, that's for sure.
She's the man.
And so then Lacey Evans comes out, which awesome. She's supposed to be a heel, and she's definitely not a cowardly heel. Because when she first came out, she stood up to Becky Lynch as the 2 champ, and she's stood up to every single person that's come up to her. She's a big lady.
Who's that?
Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
She's also very ripped. If you haven't seen, I have seen many poses of her, and she's jacked. And she comes out and is like, I'm not scared of you, blah, blah, blah. She does her whole shtick. And she gets into the ring, and lo and behold, what happens while she gets to the ring? Becky Lynch punches her while she's getting in. She cheap shots her.
Yeah.
And they fight for a little bit, and I don't really remember how it ends, but that's kind of what happened. It was pretty cool, I guess. I was still like, you know what, it wasn't, sure, they kind of copied what Seth Rollins did a little bit, but I'm still excited. And then all my excitement was killed.
Usually. It's a roller coaster. There's ups and downs.
Shout out to the Ups and Downs show.
Oh, up, down, down.
Okay. You're saying up, down, down?
Is that
Xavier Woods?
His show?
His show's up, down, down.
Oh, what are you talking about?
You said ups and downs.
At the show?
That's the show with the bald British dude.
Oh, my apologies, bald British dude.
Simon?
Shout out to What Culture Wrestling.
Yep. I got it. Oh, damn. I got mine right here. See if it works. So, all my excitement was killed immediately. And this is something that me and MJ talked about, where we just want Shane McMahon to go away.
Yeah.
It's not like he keeps getting loud reactions, but they're not like, yeah, I love seeing him as a bad guy. It's like, ugh, him again? Like, stop.
It's corny.
And it's taken away time from other wrestlers that they could be promoting as good heels, but instead they're just doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
They refuse to make stars, which is the problem. Like, after, when Stone Cold got injured and he had stopped wrestling and The Rock left, they had to make new stars. And they did. They made John Cena. Like, all they had left was really, like, Triple H and Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle really wasn't, like, wrestling. They were still booking him pretty good, but...
You just remind me that doesn't mean. I'll fix that to this. That just reminded me.
Can I get it later? It doesn't... Oh, sweet. And, they're taking away the screen time from these wrestlers that they could be building. But instead of, they got Shane McMahon, and, they had Drew McIntyre as his lapdog, his lackey,
Yeah.
which I'm still not a fan of. Still, oh shit.
Okay.
And, yeah, so they had that happen. He was having his party, his celebrating Roman Reigns victory party. Still, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And it was like I said, Drew McIntyre was there, the Revival was there, and actually something I heard about the Revival is that they're still refusing to sign with WWE, and they're the champions. So something, and they're Shane McMahon's muscle right after Elias and Drew. So we'll see what happens with them.
Tell you, man.
I'm more interested in like behind the scenes stuff with the Revival than their in ring stuff. As I'm a big fan of the Revival. I am. I've seen them in NXT, and they were amazing in NXT, and they've been used the way Vince McMahon uses his wrestlers in WWE from NXT. But they're still 2-time champions right now.
Yeah.
And the matches that they have had are good. Then it was just like a quick little segment of showing them party. Then they cut to Baron Corbin having an interview. And I don't remember what he was talking about, but Seth Rollins again came, hit him with a chair from behind, and it was awesome. Like, I'm psyched. Like, Seth Rollins not taking no shit from nobody.
How you do.
And that's the way you're supposed to do it as a champ. You're the champ. Don't take no shit. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Top dog.
Kofi Kingston did something like that later in the night. Although it's still some of that wild card. I'm not mentioning it anymore just because, like, this wild card there's no brand split. The wild card rule was just the first step to them announcing there is no more brand split. They haven't announced it, but there's no more brand split. There's no difference between Raw and SmackDown. They're the same. There never was.
There was back in the day.
What? Back in the day, there was different wrestlers.
Exactly. When it was split.
But like they even after a while they like. But even the different wrestlers, like they were still kind of telling the same stories. They were like, because I remember I was watching Raw and SmackDown before you were.
I remember they used to make it a big deal. I remember one time they had Goldberg and Brock Lesnar in the crowd. It was a big deal. He's from SmackDown.
They would make that a big deal, but
yeah,
like
but
I'm saying, like the shows themselves,
wasn't as fluid.
Well, there's no difference in the shows themselves.
I don't know.
The storytelling, the way they set them up, like like, there's no difference in them. Like if you can tell me a difference other than the wrestlers from back in the day.
Maybe I was a kid. I just felt like it was different because of the colors and the songs.
That's the only difference.
And I felt like, I don't know.
They had different theme songs.
They had different monsters on both the teams. One had Kane. Kane was on Raw. Undertaker's on SmackDown. That was the difference. I feel like it was just like, it was just yin and yang. It was just like they
were the same, man.
I don't know.
I'm trying to be completely objective, and even back then they were pretty similar. Now there's absolutely no difference between the two. And that's a big problem. Like how are they going to stand out? Like, SmackDown's going to Fox soon. How are they going to stand out from Raw? Like, there's no difference. SmackDown is just shorter. They have the same people every single time on every single show.
How much shorter? Was it like an hour shorter?
An hour shorter. 2 hours is a sensible amount of time for a wrestling program.
Yeah, 3 is a little much.
3 is way too much, and NXT an hour is too short. They don't show every storyline that they should be showing every week. Like, after the NXT TakeOver 25 from Bridgeport, they didn't show the aftermath between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano until 2 weeks later.
That's weird.
That is weird, because that's their biggest thing. At the end of the show, they just showed, at the end of NXT that week, all they were able to show was just a highlight reel from the match, and that was the end of the episode. They didn't even have Adam Cole or Johnny Gargano come out, or cut promos in the backstage.
Mm.
It was very, and that's the way NXT does it, just because they're an hour long. I don't know. It's weird.
Who knows? I think, like I said many times on the off top rope, there's some inner workings that we're not seeing.
It's not like they can't go longer because they're on the WWE network.
They're imploding, bro. Probably Triple H probably having a fight with Vince right now. Probably just like put my guy on, and then that Ricochet win. I feel like they're having some behind the scenes beef, man.
Like you can have one guy that does well on all of WWE. Like what?
He takes his guys, he takes his toys, and he fucking breaks them.
Yeah. Spoiled rich kid.
Yeah.
Spoiled rich kid. So then after that, after Corbin gets attacked by Seth Rollins with the chair, Daniel Bryan and Rowan come out, and they're SmackDown champions, other wild cards, and they're talking about like, I know why Vince McMahon actually come here because these wrestlers suck.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. He's just good at what he does. They were doing commentary for a match between the Viking Raiders and 2 nobodies. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. Viking Raiders won, obviously. I get so sick of seeing just these random nobodies against these like
Season.
seasoned veteran wrestlers.
Mm.
Although in WWE universe, not some of them aren't veteran, but he's beat these like monsters more or less. There's so many other teams in the back to use as jobbers. You don't have to use two random nobodies. I digress. After that, they panned to the crowd. They had R-Truth in the crowd and Carmella. I love Carmella. R-Truth is hilarious. After that, they had another segment with Shane McMahon in the back. I thought they were going to have one, but they had two. This one was more of a storyline. They had Heath Slater come out. He's this other wrestler. His whole gimmick is like he needs support his kids. He has like 1,000,000 kids, and so he needs money to support them all. He's country.
Country. Big country.
He's a country dude. He has a big family. So he came in to ask Shane McMahon for a raise in his contract, and they more or less all laughed him off. And he left, and Shane McMahon went to Drew McIntyre and like gave him a nod. He's like, and Drew just followed him. And lapdog, man, I'm telling you, he's literally just his lapdog. Doesn't even have to tell him. Like he just does his fucking mental commands.
I'm gonna call it now. Drew's gonna betray him and beat up Shane.
Oh god, I hope so.
Tired of taking orders. Yeah, that'll wind stuff.
So this shit was pretty funny. They had Drew McIntyre. This was pretty in character of Drew, even though he was still his lapdog stuff. They had Drew McIntyre come out to Heath Slater with like, he's like, hey man, I know we go way back, and they do go way back, some continuity stuff. They were actually part of a stable together. And like, here, I just want to help you out. And he like pulled out his wallet and gave him like a stack of cash. And he's like, no, like I can't take your money. You know, I want Shane's money. He didn't say that, but more or less that's what he's like, no, I can't take your money, man. It ain't right. It ain't right. So like, Drew like while he was like waving it off, when he like accidentally knocked it out of Drew's hands and all the money fell. So he went to go help him pick it up, and when he went bent down, Drew McIntyre attacked him. He beat the crap out of him. And then, like, the Revival came out and Shane was like, no, save your fists for Roman Reigns. You need to protect your fists. Like, save it. And the Revival picked up all the money and pocketed it. And I was the other segment. That shit was funny. I thought it was funny. Anyways, I laughed. I thought it was pretty good. I'm just tired of Shane McMahon. Just that, you know who I liked in that segment? Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, and the Revival.
Everything but Shane.
Everything but Shane McMahon. After that, they did the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn show, and with Baron Corbin as a guest. And it was like, I have tons of people that can be my referee. And the New Day interrupted. And Kofi Kingston's like, they're like, why are you here? You're not even part of the wild card. So I like that WWE is more or less making fun of us. Like they know the wild card's stupid, but they're still talking about it. Like just say there's no more brand split, bro.
Yeah, who merged? Just call it Raw SmackDown.
So they came out and Seth Kofi Kingston was like, I'm the champ, but I do whatever I want. Let me say that again. So Kofi Kingston comes out and says, I'm the champ. I can do whatever I want. I'm like, yeah, you're the champ. Do whatever you want, Kofi. And what happened before that? I'm sorry. This was actually pretty funny too. Like I'm telling you, there was just a couple moments where we're just like, yeah, this is great. So Baron Corbin's like, this is so like he said, I got plenty of people that line up for referee, and then he calls out this wrestler EC3. And he came up from NXT, and all he's been doing is a lot of nothing and following the 24/7 title around.
Usually, yeah.
And the only victory I've seen him have is against Dean Ambrose right before Dean Ambrose left WWE, and that's this man just likes punishing people.
Yeah.
Because after that, literally nothing else happened to him. He doesn't even talk on TV, and I've seen clips of him on TNA. He was pretty good. So EC3 comes out and immediately gets attacked by Seth Rollins with the chair 10 times again. And the Baron Corbin's like, he's like, Seth, that's not cool, man.
What the fuck, bro?
He's like, he actually said another reference to making fun of the fans. Like, you're gonna take away another superstar's opportunity to make it big on TV. That's Mr. McMahon's doing all this. Like, fuck you all.
You think I'll hear you?
So then the New Day came out, and we're like, we should have a match right now. Us three versus you three. And it's like, no. They're like, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin. They're like, no. We're not gonna have a match against you guys. Like, there's no one here to even there's no WWE officials to authorize that. And so they pick up EC3 from the ground, and they're like, use him as a puppet. Ragdoll, like, hey,
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's, exactly. Like, hey, you wanna sanction this match? And they just like do this with him.
That's hilarious.
Have him like go up and down, like I sanctioned this match on behalf of WWE. So they have a match. Yeah, I don't actually remember who wins. Then they had a cool segment. AJ Styles back on TV. Made it past her third test.
Congratulations.
So yeah, check that out. So they had AJ Styles back on TV, which is good. I'm glad. They had him with his old tag team, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and he more or less told them like, listen, guys, you guys used to be like monsters. You guys used to like when us three together, you guys were the champs, and we were tearing up this place. Like even before that in Japan, you guys were absolute animals. Like what happened? That's what AJ Styles telling to his friends. Like you guys lost it. Like what happened to the fire? Like I haven't lost it. Like I was the longest reigning WWE champion. Like I'm injured right now, but when I come back, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was that whole segment. I was like, that's awesome. But I liked it. But are they gonna use the Good Brothers in anything in the future?
Hopefully, we'll see.
Probably not.
We'll see.
I have no faith. No faith. So I think that whole promo was wasted. We'll see. So then they had the match with. Oh, then it was actually. This is why I can remember because then they actually had the match between the New Day and Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, and for whatever reason it was a best 2 out of 3 falls match. They just decided it. Cool.
Yep.
The first fall was on Sami Zayn, and they're punishing my boy. I don't know why, because I was watching a video, and evidently everything Sami Zayn has been doing, all his promos, are literally just Vince McMahon fighting through him. He's Vince McMahon's mouthpiece, because Sami Zayn, his whole thing is like you fans are all spoiled. You guys don't appreciate good product. Literally, this is what Sami Zayn's whole gimmick has been. Like, you guys don't appreciate good product when you see it. You guys are selfish. You guys don't care about me or anything I'm doing. And evidently, this is literally Vince McMahon.
That's hilarious.
Spouting all his.
Poor little Pinocchio.
Yep. And it just goes to show how good of a performer Sami Zayn is because I still think all that stuff's been great.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've been literally burying him every single chance they get. Like I said, they just pinned him in here. So then I actually do remember who won and how this ended. It ended with Baron Corbin goes to attack Kofi Kingston at the same time Sami Zayn is. And they don't know each other. Classic. And Baron Corbin accidentally clotheslines or gives Sami Zayn a lariat. And Kevin Owens like, dude, what the hell? That's my best friend. And he super kicks Baron Corbin after a little pushing match, and then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens just leave. And Baron Corbin gets pinned and loses. So, and by Kofi Kingston, so that was pretty cool. Champion has some momentum, I guess. Baron Corbin looks like a complete douchebag, and he has a match against Kofi Kingston for a belt on Sunday, and it just doesn't
I
seem.
thought he was fighting Seth Rollins for a belt.
Oh, he has a match against Seth Rollins on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
And it just doesn't seem like obviously he's not going to win this. Like they're making him look like an absolute little.
His niche?
Yeah. But then they had another segment between Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. I don't like this whole coffee thing. I don't get it. This is one of the continuity things. This is the longest continuity thing they've had on WWE, other than the Best of the World gimmick, which has been going on for a year, almost a year. The Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
That's the longest gimmick they had. Whole Best in the World thing, and that infuriates me. After that, they had Paul Heyman come out, and I'm getting so sick of this.
Or Brock Angle. If he was here, or
Yep,
he would
exactly.
be here.
He might be here. Watch out, you guys. Maybe he wants to be the special guest referee at Stomping Ground. We'll see. He's not. He's not there. He's not going to do it. I don't care. They did the same with Roman Reigns, where he attacks everyone in the backstage at Jim Man's party.
Mm-hmm.
Kicks all their asses. That's pretty cool.
There we go.
They finally figured out how to make Roman Reigns seem cool. That was some Superman shit. That time.
No, I'm thinking about trying to remember when we messed up, so I don't have to listen to the whole thing. 20 minutes.
We're coming to the end of Raw now. They had some more stuff with the whole thing between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross is like she's trying to like manipulate Nikki Cross on her side against Bayley, trying to make it seem like Bayley's like liking mean tweets about Nikki Cross, not even making them, just liking them. And so the next segment was the next segment was Bayley with Naomi and Natalia. Natalia and Bayley and Naomi are like, hey, did you hear all that drama that Alexa Bliss that's been happening? And Bayley's like, oh, it's just Alexa Bliss, I'm sure. Like this isn't true. And she walks away, and Natalia's like, I think she might have did it. I think it's corny. Like I kind of get whether it just seems like beneath all these women wrestlers. Like this is the angles they're going for. This is the feuds, like internet drama. Like I like the mean tweet about her. She's saying something mean about me on Twitter. Like really? That's really
2019? Dr.Fumes.
I think it's beneath all these wrestlers. So then they had a match between the Iconics and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. That was what okay. Anyways, that's what Alexa Bliss wanted to tell Nikki Cross earlier. Dude, you can start watching wrestling because you're like, you know all the storylines now.
I definitely could.
Then they had the match between the Iconics, the champions, defending their belt between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Bayley came out in this match and had like a little pushing match between her and Alexa Bliss to cause a distraction.
Bayley's a SmackDown champion.
She's a SmackDown champion. Alexa Bliss is challenging her for the SmackDown championship.
Alexa Bliss is a Raw wrestler.
Yes, challenging the SmackDown champion for the belt.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Brand split.
Cool.
Then so that distraction let the Iconics win. Obviously, they're still champs. Nikki Cross was like, "You're right, Alexa. It's Bayley. She is not what she seems." Anyways, they had the 5-5 Funhouse. I think they're setting up for Bray Wyatt or The Fiend to show up at Stomping Ground. I hope. Or maybe at least next week on Raw or SmackDown. Because this episode, if you haven't seen it, it was very... It just seemed like this might have been if not the last Firefly Funhouse, like the one setting up for his debut in the ring, because it was very like, just watch it. It was really creepy. It referenced all the other episodes that they've had of the Firefly Funhouse, and it had a lot of Fiend in it. And a lot of the Fiend in it. So it was the final match of the night, and this just culminates. This is the epitome of WWE, just the roller coaster ride that you mentioned earlier. Just the high points and the low points, everything together, just culminating in this just shit show of a match. The match itself was great. Seth Rollins against Daniel Bryan. This is one of the first times they've had a match in years. They haven't wrestled too many times. So it was a big deal. And I was pretty hyped for it. I stopped playing Breath of the Wild to watch it. And it started pretty good. And then, for whatever reason, Eric Rowan on the outside of the ring decided to interfere and attack Seth Rollins. So the match ended in a DQ with Seth Rollins winning. And then Seth Rollins and Eric Rowan started fighting, and Daniel Bryan jumped in. They were both beating him up. And then for whatever reason, again, a whole bunch of wrestlers from the backstage ran into the ring and just joined the fight, and a huge brawl started happening.
Yep, it's like baseball.
For no reason. Hey, they're both beating up Seth Rollins right there.
I'll get in there.
Sami Zayn came out, Kevin Owens came out, a whole bunch of people came out, random people that had nothing to do with it.
Oh, Jesus.
And everyone was just brawling in the ring. There wasn't even anyone like one of the referees or Shane McMahon or someone at the entrance telling people to go in to stop it. They just came in. I don't get it. So then went to commercial break, and it came back, and then the commentator were this match has been restarted. And everyone barred from ringside.
Okay.
Yeah. So then they had the match again. And it was the match that you wanted to see. It was a lot of cool reversals. Seth Rollins went to do his, I think he went to go for the stomp, and Daniel Bryan reversed into an ankle lock. Kurt Angle's own ankle lock, and that was fucking cool. It ended with Seth Rollins winning, though. He's a champion. Of course. WWE champion. He's going to be the tag team champion, of course. And overall, that was... Yeah, it ended up with Seth Rollins winning. And that was the end of the show. And it was just a roller coaster ride. And let's just go straight into SmackDown. Alright, so... Like I said, we're just going to go straight into SmackDown. Not waste too much more time on Raw. Than about 40 or so minutes talking about it in real time. We'll see how much the editing goes. Any last thoughts on Raw, though? SmackDown and Raw were pretty similar, I'll be honest. There's a couple minor differences. We'll see if you can spot them. They're kind of hard to see. They're easy to miss. So this show started off with the New Day in the ring. I don't remember exactly what they're talking about. It wasn't really that important. Then they had Dolph Ziggler coming out, cutting his promo, talking about stomping ground and how he's gonna win. And it was pretty good at first, but then he started whining near the end again. How it's shit, baby. And I really think that whole angle is really, bleh. You know, no, not good, not good. I don't like that angle. But what they're going for. If you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about if you were watching it. I'm just whining. It should have been there. It's just why? It doesn't really seem like anything to be afraid of.
Right.
Everything's in roles with two other dudes.
Yeah, he's not Yeah, I got you saying. He's no threat.
Not a threat at all.
He's a big crybaby.
Then they did a recap of Raw. Everything that happened more or less on Raw with Seth Rollins. Why? I don't know. Because they pretty much recap it pretty well throughout SmackDown. Because, like I said, they're pretty much the same show. Then they had a match between Xavier Woods of the New Day and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens wins. He's supposed to have a match against Kofi Kingston at Stomping Grounds. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He needs to seem like a good villain. Unlike Baron Corbin, who lost on Raw and didn't have a match today. He's constantly being made to look like a doofus.
What's going on?
Speaking of Baron Corbin, the next segment was people lining up on Baron Corbin's office to interview for the special guest referee position. I don't know why people want to do it, what Baron Corbin's offering, knowing that Seth Rollins has been just attacking everybody and anybody.
No continuity in this one, huh?
There is with Seth Rollins attacking people, at least. Like, I think, who was it? I'm not talking about him later here. Yeah. Eric Young, this wrestler that used to be part of a tag team. Now he just chases R-Truth around for the 24/7 title. He's one of those guys. He was in line, or he was like, Baron Corbin went up to him and asked him about the referee position, and he said, I'll think about it. And then Seth Rollins was like, hey, man, met him later. Like, what's going on? Everyone's like, oh, hey, Seth, I don't know what you heard, but I'm not going to do it. I already told him, that, you know I wouldn't think about doing that. Like, yeah, man, I know we go way back. So then Seth Rollins walked away, and he walked away, but then Seth Rollins came back to the chair and hit him like 10 times again.
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
Always double tap.
So that's another one. After that, had some more of that Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Bailey nonsense. They had the show, A Moment of Bliss, with Alexa Bliss.
The Raw show on SmackDown?
Yep. They've been having it on SmackDown.
Interesting.
Since the wild card rule
Interesting.
came into effect. So they had Alexa Bliss doing her show with Nikki Cross. Bailey come out. Alexa Bliss is asking for her coffee, which I still don't get. And lo and behold, Bailey has the coffee. She's chugging it.
Iced coffee?
Didn't look like iced coffee.
Hot coffee?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Came out. She wasn't really chugging it, but she was like gulping it down pretty fast.
This coffee must be really valuable.
Drinking in front of Alexa Bliss. They got into a fight. Yeah, whatever. Then they had a little backstage segment with Apollo Crews randomly goes up to Selena Vega, Andrade's manager. Like, hey, I'm looking for him. I want to have a match with him. Selena Vega's like, I don't know where he's at. And then Andrade comes out and just attacks him, kicks his ass. It's like, oh, there he goes. And that was the whole segment. So take that as you will. Storytelling, maybe.
This ride is very the SmackDown roller coaster has happened. It's going downhill so far.
I guess uphill is the worst part of a roller coaster.
It's just been going down.
Downhill's the fun part of a roller coaster, though.
Okay, it's just been going uphill. Yeah, there you go.
Roller coaster has all uphill, no downs. Weird. Anyways, yeah, we'll see if they have a match in the future, but I doubt it. Then Daniel Bryan again, and Eric Rowan came out, did commentary. Sounds familiar?
Yeah.
On a match between Heavy Machinery and the B Team. So, I guess technically these aren't two nobodies. These are, they're the former champs recently. But, so I guess they didn't do exactly the same thing. on Raw.
Right.
But
That's something at least.
yeah. So they had that match going on. There was some pretty funny commentary on it again by Daniel Bryan, who's just a funny dude. And then at Heavy Machinery beat the B Team. And at the end of the match, Seth Rollins comes out, hits B Team 10 times each with chairs.
Of course.
Because they were in line at Baron Corbin's door. So was Sheldon Benjamin, but he didn't get the chair. He didn't get the chair.
Interesting.
Maybe he'll get it next week. After that, they had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They met Shane and they were like, "Hey Shane, Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins are out of control. Like, you need to do something about them." And he's like, "You're right. I'm gonna have you guys wrestle against them in a 2 out of 3 falls match."
That'll solve it.
Yep. Another 2 out of 3 falls match.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like what they did on Raw.
Interesting. Like deja vu.
Then they had Shane McMahon come out. Then they had Shane McMahon come out. This whole segment really pissed me off. Like, I didn't even write too much here. It's only like two lines, but I could talk about this for a while. They had Shane McMahon come out with Drew McIntyre and Elias, like celebrating and doing his thing, and then Miz comes out and interrupts him in his celebration. And they're like, "Miz, like, it's rude of you." So
Didn't I already kick your ass before?
yeah. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have a tag team match against Drew McIntyre and Elias. And you have to find a partner in like a minute. And he came back, found the truth. Our truth is the partner, 27 champ. And an elimination tag team match for some reason. I never said why. It was pointless too. So the first person to get eliminated was obviously R-Truth. And then it was the Miz against Elias. And it seemed like the Miz was going to win. And then Elias tagged in Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre kicked him. Did his finisher with a Claymore kick, knocked him out. Pinned him, 1, 2, 3. So no one on Shane McMahon's team lost. And then what happens after? Shane McMahon picks up Miz and has Drew McIntyre Claymore kick him 2 more times. And that was the end of the segment. It's just, I don't know what Miz did to cross the McMahons, because I thought that he was their boy. He has his own reality TV show.
Yeah.
But it's just like Miz too. It's like all Shane McMahon is doing is going after Miz. It's like, I don't care, man. I don't care about any of this stuff. This Miz Shane McMahon thing is with the greatest in the world is the longest storyline that they have, and it's the worst one. And they're trying to do the whole Samoan legacy family versus the McMahon family legacy angle, and I hate it. I hate everything about it. I'm tired of it. Then they had an Aleister Black promo, and I'm tired of these two.
What?
SmackDown used to be my favorite show, but after this whole wild card brand split, SmackDown is now worse than Raw. And it's gonna go on Fox soon. Like this? No. It's gonna be bad. The Aleister Black promo is more or less for the last, like, I don't know, man, like 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks now.
Yeah.
For as long as Ricochet's been on Raw, winning matches, losing matches, but now he's the #1 contender for the U.S. Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They were tag team partners.
I remember them in next year, dope.
And they came on WWE as tag team partners. And they finally split them. They're actually like some of the few wrestlers that haven't been showing up on both shows, even though they're both dope. They're NXT guys, probably. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So is Andrade. He's another one that hasn't been on both shows either. So they had his promo more or less. What his whole thing is like, he wants someone to challenge him to a match, and no one's been doing it. And he's really upset that no one's been challenged to a match. He's like, please, someone come knock on my door. Like, you guys are all afraid to come challenge me.
Come on, knock on my door.
It's exactly the song that I sang.
I'll be waiting for you.
That's exactly what I sang when I was watching it. And that's his whole thing. Like, no one's challenging him. He's really mad. He's like, why would they challenge me? He's like, why would they challenge me? I'm too scary, is that it? Do I creep him out? Why would they fight me? Dude, just fight somebody.
Poor woman, insecure woman.
Just fight somebody. Just challenge someone. Don't wait for them to challenge you. How many times has any wrestler done that and been successful? I can't think of anyone that's just like waited for like a WWE champion to like challenge him. No, they challenge the champion. It's stupid. It just seems like he's using Aleister Black, because I feel like Aleister Black was Triple H's favorite to come to make it big in WWE, and he like this man kind of took him away, and he's breaking the toy.
Breaking his toy, fucking Sid.
He's like, I'm gonna make his whole gimmick where he doesn't wrestle, and he just talks and whines about how no one wants to wrestle him, just to shove it in your face, Hunter. Paul. And this was the segment I was telling you about earlier. So, the next thing that happened was Ember Moon walking through the back hallway, and Carmella runs past, looking, because R-Truth got chased out of the ring by all those random people trying to challenge him for the belt. Like, someone stole the belt, and like, no, you have to actually wrestle him. You can't just steal the belt. And that's what the referee said. And so they went to, and then R-Truth was like, on next to Sheldon Benjamin, was like, what? You have to wrestle him for the belt? All right, let me get that. I'll go get him. And R-Truth took it and ran away. It's pretty funny. So Carmella's looking for him. And everyone's like, hey, have you seen Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville? And she's like, no. But if you do see them, tell them I have unfinished business with them. And she runs away. So Ember Moon walks like 5 more steps down the hallway. And who's there? Sonya Deville and Ember Moon. And it's not like it's an empty, like a huge corridor with a whole bunch of stuff there. No, it's just a singular hallway. So Carmella ran past them and didn't see them. That's the only logical explanation. She was just too into looking for the truth. But there they go, and everyone's like, hey, like, you guys, I need to talk to you. And they're eating donuts. Kind of weird. And they're like, whoa, you're not still mad about me smacking your game out of your hand. She smacked her Switch. And she was playing a Switch with last week's episode Raw. Smacked it out of her hand and it broke. Like, you hear it breaking, shattering around everywhere. I was very sad. It hurt my soul. She was just playing her Switch and got smacked down. On Raw, I think that happened that happened on SmackDown. You're right. They're both, Ember Moon's an NXT girl, so she's only on one show. But that's probably the rule. Anyways, I digress. But Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are NXT guys, but they're awesome. They've been on both shows. So she's like, you really mad about that? The game? You're not still mad about that, are you? Personally, I would still be mad about that.
Oh yeah,
I would
right there.
fight people. I'd punch fools in their jaw if someone smacked anything out of my hand, let alone a $300 gaming machine.
Right.
And so like she smacked the donuts out of Ember Moon's or Sonya Deville's hands, or Mandy Rose's hands, which that also made me sad because those were glazed donuts, and those are like my favorite donuts.
Mm.
And they had a full box.
Oh, no.
There's probably some still in the box. Who knows? And then she like punched at Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville and her started fighting and they got separated. I guarantee you nothing's gonna come of it.
Probably not.
We're almost at the end of SmackDown here. They had the 24/7 title segment. R-Truth was trying to escape, and there was a person dressed in disguise as Carmella. And R-Truth's whole thing is he's a complete idiot. I'm not even like trying to be mean.
Yeah.
Like he's literally his whole gimmick is a complete idiot. And it's pretty funny sometimes. Other times it's like too stupid. Like how stupid is too stupid? You know?
Eugene.
That's definitely far. That's definitely too far. This one was close. This one was close. So some people thought it was funny, I guess, but I don't know. So this guy's Carmella comes out of a truck. No, a referee comes out of a truck, and someone disguised Carmella's behind it, and the person disguised Carmella takes off the wig, and it's this guy from 205 Live who's been looking for R-Truth, the short guy, the little guy, Drake Maverick,
Yeah.
the dude that peed on himself.
Yeah.
He has some YouTube videos out where he's searching for R-Truth. He's like putting up wanted posters, like
Yeah.
these like missing dog posters, but for R-Truth. Like, have you seen this superstar?
Yeah.
In the 24/7. It's been pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
It's one of the other longer continuity storylines they've had in WWE.
There we go.
Surprisingly, as long as the 24/7 title's been around, that's not that long. So he had him come out. It was him under disguise the whole time, and he goes to attack Truth, and Truth like uppercuts him. One uppercut knocks him out onto the floor, and he's about to go into the car, and then he gets the dude Drake Maverick gets back up, goes to the roll up, and actually pins him. Actually pins this guy.
Yeah.
And then goes into the car and drives off. And the referee's like, "That's my car." And so, remember, R-Truth just seen this person take off the wig, go to attack him, and then he even attacked him back. And drives off and was like, the dude says while he's driving off, "I'm about to get married with this belt." No, I'm about to get married with this belt on, not with the belt.
Right. Okay.
And while he's leaving, R-Truth's like, "I didn't know Carmella was getting married. She never even told me."
Oh, jeez.
I thought it was stupid. I thought it was too stupid. Personally, I didn't find it funny at all. But that's just me, I guess. Sometimes if it's too stupid, I think it's exactly that.
Too stupid.
Then the final fight of the night was between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston. Two guys from SmackDown, two guys from Raw. In a tag team match. Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston won.
Yeah. Wow. Didn't see that coming. That was a nice hot fly.
Yeah.
Got that pretty easy.
Little blooper for the infield.
Yeah.
No stress. The guy didn't even have to move his position. His glove was already out, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Nice.
Got it.
Out.
Didn't have to look. And that's how SmackDown ended. Yeah, it was. If Raw and SmackDown were to be a roller coaster, Raw would be like a whole bunch of ups and downs, and like loop-de-loops and crisscrosses,
Yeah.
and then SmackDown would just be flat. But it would still be going for another 2 hours.
It'll be like the Poison Ivy ride at 6 months.
You know, like, and the thing was like, well, I mean, Raw wouldn't be because that actually sounds really fun. Raw, I described.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of uphills, and then like you'll get one cool drop, and like a turn, and then it'll be flat, and then it'll go uphill again, and it'll go down, but then it'll just twist the side and go uphill again or flat. And you're like, what the fuck? And then SmackDown was just more flat roller coaster track. No uphills, no turns, just dead ahead. And it used to not be that way. AJ Styles on Raw. AJ Styles leaving to Raw was like John Cena leaving to Raw back in the day. Yeah. But with that, this show's over. I thank you. Saying Sensei thanks you. Sticking around with us. Yeah. It's been a show. It's been something. Oh man. NXT is gonna be great. AEW, please save us. Save us all. Good night, everybody. Or good morning. Or good afternoon. Depends what time you listen to this. Peace out.